I never thought it would happen to me. I was on this beautiful trip, just trying to escape the grind for a few days. Everything was going perfectly. Sun, sand, the works. But then, everything flipped in a second. I was hiking on this gorgeous trail, the kind you see in photos that make you believe you're in paradise. I wasn't even doing anything crazy, just trying to snap a photo by this waterfall. Next thing I knew, I slipped. And I fell hard. The pain shot through me, my knee felt like it was on fire, and I couldn't even stand up. It wasn't just embarrassing. It was terrifying. I was hundreds of miles from home, in the middle of nowhere, and I couldn't walk. The worst part? I had no idea what to do next. I couldn't call a friend to come help me or rely on the usual things I do back home. I was alone in a foreign country with nothing but this overwhelming feeling of panic. You know, there's a point when you start to ask yourself, what have I done? Why didn't I plan better? Should I have stayed in the hotel today? And that's when it hit me. I hadn't even thought about travel insurance. I never thought I needed it. I'd read the fine print a million times, but it was always just an option, something I thought was for the worst case scenario, which clearly I hadn't imagined. I called my insurance company in a haze of panic, trying to figure out what my options were. They connected me to someone who actually spoke English, thank God, and explained that, because of my injury, they could help me with medical bills and even get me to a doctor, no upfront cost. I was in shock. But then it got even better. They didn't just help with the basics, like getting to a clinic. They helped me understand how the system worked in this foreign country. They translated things for me and even arranged for a translator at the hospital. Everything I needed was taken care of, and I felt this weight lift off my shoulders. It was like someone had just turned on the lights after being in the dark for so long. That moment, when you realize you're not alone anymore, is something I'll never forget. But here's the kicker. I wasn't just relieved that I wasn't going to be stuck with a huge medical bill. I was also relieved that I could still enjoy the trip, well, after a few days of rest. It wasn't just about the injury. It was about not letting this one moment of bad luck ruin everything. If you're like me, you might think that nothing's going to go wrong on your trip, and it's easy to skip over the whole insurance thing. But let me tell you, when the worst happens, you're going to want that peace of mind. Travel insurance wasn't just some extra expense I tacked on for, just in case. It turned out to be a lifeline. I couldn't even imagine what would have happened if I didn't have that coverage, not just the medical stuff, but the support I got from my insurance company, the way they handled everything while I was recovering. And here's the kicker. I genuinely never thought I'd need travel insurance until I did. That's why I'm telling you about Auras.insure. Now, I'm not just plugging a product here. This isn't some sales pitch. I'm talking about something that actually helped me when I was stuck in a tough situation. And honestly, I trust it. If you're heading on a trip, even for a weekend getaway, take a minute to consider this. Because life has a funny way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. Auras.insure saved me, and I'll never forget it. Trust me, it's a lifesaver. And it might just be the peace of mind you need to enjoy your trip without worrying about what could go wrong.